we are going to welcome Thomas Auton, who is the communication director of Gerflor, and he's going to explain what happened with the sports fields of the Paris 24 Games. You have 10 minutes, Thomas. You can start.
Hello, everybody. I imagine that many of you were already familiar with Gerflor. For the general public, Gerflor mainly advertises, famous in France for its adverts in the 1980s, 45 years ago. And Gerflor, for the general public in France, is also a big hoarding, these big hoardings next to the motorway as you head south for your holidays from Paris. But today we're a company that's also there for specialists. To summarize, Gerflor doesn't just produce flooring. Obviously, that's the main part of our activity, but also finishing products and for walls for different applications. There's sport, obviously. That's why we're here today. The sport represents just 10% of the company's turnover. To give you some figures, we're an international company, 5,000 staff around the world today, several manufacturing plants, 6 in France, and also on our main markets. To talk about sport, sport may just represent 10% of our sales, of our turnover, but as a showcase of our skills, it brings us much more than that for the brand. The partnership that we have with Paris 2024 really was a key moment for Gerflor, but we've been partners of great sporting institutions for many years. But the particular feature of our floors is that they are exactly the same, whether they're installed at Paris Arena South for the recent Olympic Games, or in a gymnasium for a local authority or for a town council. They have the same properties. They are the same floors in all these cases, which is all part of the legacy. Partners of many international federations also. For example, and I have a colleague with me who is in charge of these international partnerships. We can say more about that later. But this all contributes to our credibility as partners of the Olympic Games. Today, Paris 24 was the 13th edition of the Olympic Games for Gerflor. We started in 1976 in Montreal, and it's our fourth Paralympic Games. And so to come back to our know-how, how have we managed to be partners of the Olympic Games for so long? It's because of the quality of our products, but also with the support of the federations and the sports people who demand our pitches and courts, because they've grown up on these surfaces since they were children in sports clubs. And so here I've taken one testimony from Luka Karabatic, who I imagine you know, a handball player, about the sensations he feels on our Taraflex flooring. In 3 words, there's good adherence, it's always consistent, and good shock absorption. It's safe, flexible, attractive, comfortable, high performance, and pleasant.
Mais après pour jouer ça serait un peu plus compliqué. Quand on joue ici, des fois j'ai ma fille qui vient me voir jouer, c'est de trouver peut-être mettre des licornes dans la zone de 6 mètres, ça serait rigolo, elle serait contente. Voilà, comme ça elle regarderait plus le match peut-être. un jeu d'échecs en blanc et noir.
So we have this ability to produce the designs that you want, and we worked with the teams of Paris 2024 on the look of the games, the design for the pitches and courts, applying the graphic charter of Paris 2024. And we have this ability to provide a personalized product for our customers. And if we take a look now at this partnership, Gerflor was present in 8 disciplines, 2 in the Olympic Games, handball and volleyball, and 6 in the Paralympic Games. There were also other forms of collaboration with Hurricane on breaking, and also in boxing and basketball. 33,000 square meters of surface in total, 40 courts. But just for your information, we also equipped the sports facilities in the Olympic Village and in other venues outside the actual Olympic venues. And there were some great victories, look à mesure, in para-badminton. So, how do you install these courts? Obviously, this is something you have to plan in advance. We are capable, as we'll see, of doing this very quickly, but the installation of the courts at the Paris Arena South, as we see here, took about 36 hours. So, it took some 30 technicians to work before the event, during the event, also on maintenance. There weren't any problems with any of the courts throughout the duration of the Games and the Paralympic Games, but the technicians were there just in case. You have to be ready. As Panam 24 said earlier, we beat a record also, installing the courts at Pierremont, because the preliminary events for basketball were at Pierre-Mauroy in Lille, then the handball, and we had to install the courts very quickly in just 18 hours between the two. And then one of the points that was part of the specifications for Paris 24 is that 90% of our installations or facilities had to be reusable, for example, in local authority facilities. We did better than that. All the courts used for the Games and Paralympic Games have already been installed in clubs, in municipal or local authority facilities, in gymnasiums, as you can see on the photograph here, in Strasbourg in this case. So this is one of the key points for Gerflor, obviously, to recycle the floors, to reuse the floors. The floors are also 100% recyclable in terms of their materials, and they contain 35% of recycled materials. So it's quite a virtuous, eco-friendly cycle to contribute to a legacy of the Games. Thank you to all of you. Thank you very much, Thomas, and congratulations to Gerflor, one of the winners, award winners in this 2024 awards ceremony.